What is up, everybody? This is Rainbow, and I'm going to be casting a pro game between Mouz and MTW. I gotta say, I do love the Mouz team after watching Sing Sing's streams. So funny. Oh my god. He's hilarious. Sing Sing is a player on Mouz, and he does these live casts while he's playing, and he's just like, he's crazy. He's so funny. So anyway, our bans went out. First three bans. Lich was actually banned first, which I thought was interesting. I guess they don't want that extreme lane control and high burst damage support hero. And conversely, the standard Lycan and Darkseer bans go out. These heroes, when they actually do make it in the game nowadays, especially Lycan, they don't seem that strong. Like the team freaks out, the enemy team freaks out because there's a Lycan on their team. They're up against a Lycan, and they go crazy to prevent this Lycan from farming. And when a team does that, Lycan is not that strong. I just saw a pro game a while ago where Lycan wasn't banned at all, and they just first picked him. They actually ended up losing that game um, pretty strongly losing that game because the Lycan got so shut down. So bad. So we have Chen and Leshrek on the Mouz team as far as push. Probably the two best pushing heroes there are, because Leshrek's Diabolic Edict, it is so crazy. It always blows my mind when I see Diabolic Edict attacking a tower. Like the tower dies in like 2 seconds. It's crazy. So they got really good pushing abilities. Chen's a nice ganker as well. If you haven't seen my in-depth look on playing Chen, I suggest you check it out. It's a little long, so unless you're really interested in Chen, it might not be the video for you, but I thought I put a lot into it. He's my favorite hero. He's the hero I play the most. And so I'm always excited to see Chen in a game. Even though in pro games they kind of know how to deal with a Chen a little bit better than pubs do. So it's not quite as fun. The Chen doesn't get to be as crazy aggressive because the pros know how to respond to such things appropriately. So anyway, on the MTW side, they have Broodmother, Invoker, and Enigma. And so Invoker and Enigma combo a little bit with AoE spells pretty nicely. I'm not sure what build the Invoker goes, but if he goes an Exhort build, which is kind of more the damage build, he'll probably combo with Enigma a little better. If he goes for the Wex build, which is a much more spellcast utility build, he'll probably have to fill kind of initiation ganking kind of Invoker based on high movement speed, high mobility. And they picked a Broodmother, so they might have Enigma go into the jungle and the Broodmother to solo the bot lane. Unfortunately, Broodmother has a high predictability as far as like what the hero is going to do. She kind of, for the most part, people only play her like one way. Pretty much put her in the hard lane always, and she gets kind of pwned by sentry wards. So expect the Mouz team to pick up some sentry wards. So the Nature's Prophet gets banned. I didn't get to mention that. The Nature's Prophet got banned before the first pick went out. And Shadow Demon got picked. They guess they just didn't want that very powerful mid ganking hero. And Mouz is trying to limit MTW's carry choices because they haven't really picked their carry yet. Broodmother's kind of a semi-carry, so is Invoker. Broodmother's such a weird hero. I like her, and then I don't. It always depends. Some games it just seems like she does nothing. She kind of like pushes towers, but that's it. She like pushes one lane, and yeah. But anyway, so they ban Anti-Mage and Tinker, and Lone Druid in the previous banning round. So those three carries are gone. Good choice banning the Anti-Mage. They don't have really, at least right now, they don't have enough stun lock to deal with him. They only have one Leshrac stun. So, and in response, they pick a Shadow Shaman, so that fills up some of their much needed crowd control, and it'll also give them even more push. So right now they have 3 really strong pushing heroes. If Shadow Shaman has the right map presence and the game is just, the enemy heroes are in the right places, he could pretty much get a tower kill every time his ult is off cooldown. Or at least an extremely hard tower harass and get it the next time. So that makes him a really threatening hero in the game. You really have to be aware of all 3 of your lanes, or he's just gonna come up whenever one of your heroes leaves the lane, and he'll push it down really fast. Same with Leshrac and Chen though. So MTW is gonna have to be really careful with their lanes. Crystal Maiden gets picked up, pretty good choice. I always like her if she's played well. If played poorly, she just feeds. So her positioning is really critical in team fights. You want to be positioned behind your team, or even like hiding in the bushes or something, because sometimes the enemy carries will go right past your team and come kill you. So a well-positioned Crystal Maiden will be able to get off her abilities and still be in a good spot where the enemy carry would really have to get out of position to be able to attack you. That includes stealth heroes. If you're going to play a Crystal Maiden, you want to be ready for those stealth heroes before they jump on you. You don't want to ever even let them get that initial hit off. Because Crystal Maiden dies to stealth heroes so fast. It's not a problem this game, but so I'm seeing a little bit of an all-in kind of pushing strategy here. Windrunner is a really good pushing and counter pushing hero. Her ultimate is okay at pushing. It's not the best, but it's not the worst either. It's kind of in the middle. And her power shot is really good for clearing out creep waves, which is important. Between Rasta, Windrunner, the creep waves are just going to die instantly. And we have 4 intelligence heroes on the Radiant side and 3 on the Dagger side. I've got to say, intelligence heroes seem to be the most picked group by a lot, which I really like because I love the intelligence heroes in this game. I'm curious to see what the last pick is going to be. It might be something beefier, like or more like for positioning, like an Earthshaker. It might be a carry. Could be like a Faceless Void or something. Who knows? But the picking phase is almost over. It's a Brewmaster, so that is quite a beefy damage dealer right there. And that will work well for them. Their response to the extreme pushiness is a little weak, though, I would say. I mean, Invoker is okay at clearing out a creep wave, but his cooldowns are really long. Enigma is okay with the Eidolons and Midnight Pulse later. Crystal Maiden, her Nova brings a creep wave down to half. But really not the best team for stopping a pushing strategy. So it looks like they might go for more grouping up, perhaps, as 4 with the Broodmother alone. Kind of like this, as you can already see. 4 up here, and this Broodmother's alone. And well, I meant that later on, because Invoker's a great ganking hero. His build suggests maybe a Quasic Zord build, but we'll see. But the Panda, great survivability here and great chaos. He's kind of a chaos hero. Like when a team fight breaks out, that primal split ultimate just really like makes everybody freak out, and it kind of limits your choices on who to attack. Some like they're gonna have this Enigma who's gonna be able to black hole you if you try to like send all your heroes on him, and he'll usually be in a really good position where he's not easily accessible in a team fight. So they place the ward at the -3 second mark. It looks like a pause is going to come because the blue player disconnected. Maybe not. It says he disconnected, but then he goes and picks the room. Oh no, that was not the blue player. I've been deceived. Never mind. So, let's see if we were right about those sentry wards. We are. So we got Tidehunter and Leshrac down here. This is what you need to be doing when you play against a Broodmother in the bot lane. You're pretty much guaranteed to go up against her in the bot lane, and if you happen to not be up against her in the bot lane, you can still use these very effectively, these sentry wards, to counter a ward that they use to block your camp if they choose to do that right away, so your camp never gets blocked. Or you could send the courier to yourself in a little while and put the sentry wards on the courier and send it up to the lane that Broodmother is in for your teammates. Either one of those will work. It's never a waste to get wards with to get detection against stealth heroes. So important. So this combo is going to be pretty strong. We got Gush and Splitter combo that will drop them pretty fast. No, he doesn't have Gush yet, but he'll obviously get in a couple levels. I'm curious to see. It looks like Leshrac is playing a support and Tide is getting the farm, which I wouldn't have expected. I would have expected Leshrac to get the farm. Just because he's more of like a semi-carry, where Tidehunter is more of just an initiation. But it looks like Tide, maybe he's just gonna get his fast blink dagger. Who knows? And then maybe he'll hand over the stuff to Leshrac. So bottle crowing from the Shadow Shaman. It's a really good idea with him because he is a very mana heavy hero. I mean, his ability costs 100 mana, he only has 390. So he'll be able to cast this spell 3 times, plus regen, he'll be able to cast it 4 times. Made a mistake there. Every time you use this ability, you want to be able to hit the enemy hero with it. That's okay. Now we'll see the rune spawn. I missed it, but smoke gate coming in on somebody. They might be going on the mid lane. They're probably going on the mid lane because he's so low. As you can see here, really good stuff because the enemy does have wards and they know it, but they're invisible to these wards. So as far as they know, Enigma is just jungling his own jungle, happy as a clam, when really he's about to dive on you. And good response by Shadow Shaman running this way, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Looks like, yeah, he's going to feed First Blood. So Enigma picks up First Blood. Probably not the best of these three to pick up First Blood. I would say Invoker number 1, Crystal Maiden number 2, and then Enigma, but whatever. Some people might argue that Enigma should get the farm before Crystal Maiden, but I do personally. I love getting First Blood on a support hero over a carry. The carry's going to get his farm, assuming you're playing correctly. But the support hero really, especially at the beginning of the game, has very few opportunities to get their core items. And I consider core items like the most basic stuff, like boots and wards and the flying courier. So if you can get those things on your support right away, they're just going to be able to support you so well. So don't get mad at a support hero if they pick up first blood. As long as they're a good support hero, it's not a waste. And looks like this Windrunner is trading. I'm surprised the Windrunner is trading because he doesn't have a whole lot of regen. He has 1 Tango and 1 Cell. He did pick up early boots, so he doesn't have any stats. And so that's that. So this panda is going to probably get pretty good farm. You got a bottle, which is kind of interesting. I wouldn't have expected that. Maybe he's going to bottle crow. Early soul ring. Love this, that he's getting dust already. Now you might be wondering, what is he getting dust for? There's no invisible heroes. But dust can be a good pickup from now and then, because there's such thing as an invisibility rune. And believe it or not, if you have a good idea of where an invisibility runed hero is, if it's kind of obvious what lane they'd probably be ganking, you can actually just randomly send out your dust, and if you catch them, they'll usually be standing like right on top of your heroes, and he will be an easy kill. So invisibility, you can actually screw yourself up if the enemy team sees you have it and they have dust. But excuse me. So we have a Shadow Shaman haste rune and a Chen Leshrek Shadow Shaman smoke gank, and they're going for a dive. They really want to shut down this Broodmother early on. So we're gonna have this Tidehunter push her out. Unfortunately, there's no Sentry Ward here. The Sentry Ward is the critical part for pushing her back to be killed. But instead, they're just gonna go to push this tower down, and immediate TP response. And you'll see that Invoker was the solo mid hero. So for the solo mid hero to have a TP scroll at 7 minutes takes a lot of good map sense, and he got a kill for that. So I've got to say, keep TP scrolls, especially by the first nighttime. You should have a TP scroll by first nighttime. That's going to be oh, okay, ultimate by the panda. He really wants this Tidehunter, and he is not going to get it, or at least maybe he will get it. That Broodmother really helps kill him there with that, clearing out those trees. So unfortunately Tide died, but they were able to push the tower down. And the Shadow Shaman nuke's taking out the poor little squishy Crystal Maiden. And we have a pause. So we're 2 and 3. Let's check out the items so far. Nothing. Nothing. Wow. Maybe an early Vanguard on Tidehunter? Surprised. I guess he wants to be able to sit in the middle of a team fight and use his abilities as much as he can. I mean, he's been spending all this time getting tanky, but he got kind of owned by that team fight anyway. He does have a nice Arcane Boots early pickup, so he'll pretty much he'll basically always be able to ravage. He would have to really be low on mana. He would basically have to be he'd need 15 mana. If he's under 15 mana, he won't be able to Ravage even with Arcane Boots. But if he's under 15 mana, he can't use Arcane Boots anyway. So basically, he's always going to be able to Ravage. You're never going to, at least the level 1 Ravage. But yeah, you're never going to not have mana for Ravage, which is really nice for a Tidehunter. Some Tidehunters, you know, Gush is such a good ability that you really want to like spam it sometimes. And if you're not managing your mana properly, you'll not be able to Ravage when you need one. But now he will. And he'll be able to give awesome mana regen to Lishrek, who is a heavy mana intensive hero. As well as Windrunner spams a lot, so she does move pretty quick. Shadow Shaman, extremely mana such a good pick. The only really not so mana intensive hero is Chen. He doesn't really have mana problems. So looks like they're having a mouse problem. So I didn't go over who's playing who. I guess that would have been good. So Mouz 1437 is playing the Lishrek. Come With Me is playing Chen. Sing Sing is actually on the Shadow Shaman, which I like. He's good at playing aggressive heroes. Shadow Shaman is quite aggressive. He's doing okay. Everybody seems to be doing pretty much okay on this game. It's a pretty tame game. The Invoker's doing particularly well. And the Brewmaster has really good farm. And the Tidehunter has really good farm. Wow. But unfortunately the Tidehunter has to counterbalance that good farm with the death that he just had. So I would say the Panda's ahead of farm compared with this Tidehunter, but whatever. This tower is probably going to be able to be defended. I mean, the Invoker is really low. The Brood Mother, she can probably harass them enough to stop it in time for his teammates to back him up. I mean, they're all out of mana, so this push is probably over. But as you can see, they went around and tried to take out this tower. They dropped it down to half pretty fast. I mean, if they had been given any time to attack the tower, it would have been dead. And they would have lost their tier 1 bot tower. But instant responses, you saw how fast Invoker TP'd in, and I believe Panda also TP'd in. I think Crystal Maiden was already there. Broodmother obviously was already there. And Enigma must have TP'd in. I'm pretty sure it was far away. I'm not sure though. I was really watching where the Enigma was, but such good TP response. And that kind of response, Luminous apparently was observing this game. Luminous is a caster, but he's a very good caster, so check out Luminous Inverse on YouTube. But anyway, what was I saying? Forgot. Oh well. Face boots on Panda is also cool. And would this pause ever end? I'm going to speed it up a bit. I was hoping for a quick pause, but it's not to be so. Quite amazing. This pause is a good chunk of this game timer. I actually should be hiding this game timer, because it's kind of giving away how close we are to the end of the game. Amazing. So at least some good conversation between the two teams. They're probably good friends with each other all by now. They all know each other. It looks like Enigma is back. Alright, we are back. We're back in the game. Pro players always catch me by surprise with their pushing. They'll push even when like normal players wouldn't push. They just like push crazy hard. They definitely know how to push down a tower. So Diabolic Edict goes up, but they pop the glyph, and that ends their push. And Tidehunter's going for max Anchor Smash. Does 225 damage at its max rank, and it lowers everything's damage by 40%. So that's good against the Broodmother. I mean, you can just kind of spam it. It's very spammy. You can use it every 4 seconds, and it doesn't cost much mana at all. So, pretty good choice. It will deal with these spiders and everything very well. So they might just leave this Tidehunter down here for the most part to counterbalance this Broodmother, keeping her from being able to push up to the tower. Crazy. Yeah, I remember what that web was for. Not a crazy web. Good web. Broodmother used that web to clear all the trees so that they could kill Tidehunter. So Invoker is going for the Wex build, which is looks like they're dropping in on Sing Sing again. Now, no, most people don't like it when you back up, but I'm going to back up here, and we're going to go to a player perspective on Sing Sing. So, actually, this seems to be the Shrek. This is the Shrek. We're looking at Sing Sing. So what can you see right here? You can see that Crystal Maiden is there, I believe. Actually, I'm not sure. Yeah, he cannot see that Crystal Maiden is there. So, as far as he knows, because of the expert positioning by Crystal Maiden here, and Enigma, they know how far the creeps can see, and they're literally standing right outside the edge of that vision range, and they're keeping it that way. So, now right now, obviously they can only see Enigma because he's attacking by uphill, but Shadow Shaman likely doesn't know about the very close presence of these heroes without them revealing themselves. So if you're like, you can actually just gank just straight by going like down this path. You just have to, it has to be nighttime, and you can stand up here and wait for the enemy to get too close and initiate with the very powerful Tornado Initiation. So Tornado Initiation is probably going to catch him right there, and EMP going in on him, plus a Cold Snap, and then the Crystal Maiden and the Enigma for the backup. So they even used a Chen ultimate there to try to save him, but it did not. So Sing Sing is furiously looking around the map while his hero is dead, taking advantage of his death time to review everybody's current progress and stuff. I'm going to switch it back to free camera. You can also look at the perspective of the different observers, including Purge. Luminous is not actually on here. Interesting. And I'm going to remove this. So we can look at the difference in XP. There's obviously a big dire advantage here. It's 1500. It's okay. Not crazy. But the farm is better on the Radiant side, which is naturally so, as this Broodmother's kind of getting owned. And Windrunner's a good farmer. Shadow Shaman's a good farmer. And looks like they went on a crazy gank on this Invoker. I'm seeing like a bunch of Wex here, but there is only 3. So Sing Sing gets pwned again. His teammates have to run away. I think they just initiated on him a little too fast, and his teammates weren't able to respond in time. Maybe he didn't expect that panda to show up. So maybe Invoker's gonna go for Aghanim Scepter next. Aghanim Scepter is especially good on a Wex Invoker, where you really need pretty much all 4 of your abilities. Maybe you don't need Ghost Walk that much, but if you don't know how Invoker works, you click on this ability, it shows all of his different combinations, and I am going to be missing some serious action here. I will talk about Invoker during a lull. But if you want to know more about Invoker, I do have a video. I have 2 videos up. One is me actually playing a Wex Invoker, and the other one is a little mini guide to playing Invoker and what he does, how he works, that kind of thing. So I don't have to explain it now. You can just check out my video on that. Pretty easy shackle shot, and he is freaking dead. Shackle shot so OP. Last 3 seconds. Crazy. You'll notice that she's level 8, no points into her ultimate. So, like I said, her ultimate is not that good at pushing towers compared to these other heroes. So she didn't even bother getting it. Like, she's just like, I'm gonna straight up max shackle shot instead. Those that 1 extra point in shackle shot, that extra half a second of stun time is better than my ultimate. I'm guessing Leshreck asked to be port back here. He obviously was not in trouble. So good teamwork. It's like a free TP back to the pool, and then they can TP back, basically costing them only 135 gold to completely full heal, full mana, and pick up items. So I love that. It's like being Morphling, but you're not Morphling. So great. The downside is that Chen cannot wholly persuade himself, but it's okay. Chen doesn't need to, because he's awesome. Panda, farming some more. This panda's been doing very nicely. He's got good creeps, good CS, good creep score, while still being involved in every engagement, which is really important. It's important to be a farming hero, but still be useful to your team when they need you. Which is a big reason why I love the hero Spectre. She's a farming hero, but she can always be there for her team when they need her. She doesn't have to carry TP. Well, she should, but she doesn't have to. Like, you don't be like you're never gonna be caught like as a Spectre, like, oh shit, I don't have my TP, I can't help my team. It's never an excuse for a Spectre. And her ultimate actually does cause a lot of confusion during ganks and stuff. So, but maybe I'll find a game where they pick Spectre. I've been wanting to cast one. I love Spectre. She's such a cool hero. Unfortunately, it takes a long time for Spectre games to come to fruition, as Spectre is a deep late game hero. So it does take a while for you to see that hero shine, but that Spectre can win a game by herself, seemingly, once she gets fed. And she's probably the hardest late game hero there is. So it looks like we've got a Force Staff recipe going in on Windrunner. A Force Staff Windrunner is so hard to kill, you don't even know. It's ridiculous. The Smoke Gate going in here. They might be closing in on this Panda, which might force an ultimate, which would be good. Or they could get the kill if they can land their CCs perfectly. They have to be very perfect with it. Now, perfect for the Radiant team. For Panda to decide to gank this Windrunner at the time. So Leshreck's really low, and they're gonna pick him off. And Windrunner's diving in on this Crystal Maiden, but she's not going to get it because she's so low. Blink Dagger already finished on the Panda, as you can see by that earlier initiation. Shadow Shaman picks up a kill. Now, I talked about Crystal Maiden being a semi-counter to Chen. Her freeze freezes Chen creeps for a very long time, and there she was actually being chased by one, and I believe she ran into the trees. That is pretty devastating too, also. But she ran into the trees here, froze the creep so that melee heroes couldn't get to her. She was actually blocking herself in with the Wildkin and trying to get away, but she got killed by a Shadow Shaman nuke. So really cool play by the Crystal Maiden. Really good EMP by the Invoker. It disabled his creeps for a minute, and there's another one, so his creeps are still out of mana, and now Chen is completely out of mana. So Chen and his 3 creeps are completely but Chen doesn't need a whole lot of mana to be able to push towers. Actually, he doesn't need any mana to push towers once he already has his creeps. And Chen picks up a power kill. Such reward right here. I love. I love watching pro players counterward each other. Counterwarding is it's like an art form, especially as players get more and more experienced with warding and counterwarding. If you know you're up against a counter warder, you're going to want to put your wards in more creative places where they won't get immediately countered. And so that player has to learn how to counter atypical counter. Like you have to learn how to counter unusual warding spots that wards wouldn't normally be seen. But anyway, epic initiation onto the Crystal Maiden. If you're going to get a Blink Dagger, you always want to get a kill with the first time you ever use it. As you can see by the Panda, the Shadow Shaman did the same thing. Panda, as soon as Panda got his Blink Dagger, he blinked on top of Windrunner and tried to kill her. Unfortunately, a team gank, smoke gank, was coming in on the Panda right when he decided to do that, so it didn't work out for him. But you never want to just be like walk into a lane and start farming when you just got your Blink Dagger. You want to get the full use out of it by using it the second you get it, so that it really takes them off guard. Because that's the point of it. I mean, the point of the item is to take your enemies off guard, to be able to pop on top of them and use your abilities. And if they know you have it, a little bit of that surprise is gone. Obviously, in pubs, they don't check the enemy's items as fervently as the pros do. But pros, if you get in range of creeps, they will check your items immediately. So your items are never a secret to good players, unless you keep yourself out of vision range. And these centaurs are going to get owned by EMP. Epic Panda ultimate. Epic save by Chen. Looks like no one's dead yet. Awesome Ravage, but it might be a little too late for the Ravage. A black hole's coming. Crappy black hole. But Shadow Shaman drops to the Broodmother nukes. Tidehunter very low. Anger Smash. Oh, we didn't need to. Windrunner took her out. Windrunner is going to... Ooh, love that play. Windrunner is such a good escape artist, but she might not escape this time. Gets owned by a very well placed tornado, and Leshrek actually TP'd back after getting saved by the Chen and managed to get a kill. Love Chen, so good. For a hero like Leshrek, you just want to be at full everything, so you're as tanky as you could possibly be. So he complements well with Chen. You just get sent home, you immediately TP back once you're full, and you get your items, if you have any, waiting for you, and you're right back in the team fight, able to get kills. it is a supportless Shrek build, so he's not going to be at his max potential. He's not going to be at his max tankiness. But he does pick up an Ogre Club, so he did just get 200 health. And the catapult dies a horrible death. I've always wondered how the catapults are able to move without anything pushing them. They just kind of roll all on their own. So crazy. Oh. I've got to say, I wish these creeps, I wish this was like a Druid of the Talon, like it was in Dota 1, but alas, copyright laws. I mean, like, this guy looks exactly like a blood mage. Like, it's not even funny. Like, I don't know how they're not getting sued for this right now. I mean, like, literally, it's just an updated graphics blood mage. For real, too. And this, like, they turned him into a rat instead of a panda. She looks pretty much like Jaina. All these heroes just look so much like their Warcraft 3 equivalent. So it looks like we're doing a big push on this tier 2 tower. They used pipe to block that EMP. Not sure if that was the best use of their pipe. And Panda blinks in and uses his ultimate, causing a mass amount of panic and confusion in their team. Chen is trying to get off his spells before he dies, because he will. Oh my gosh, got away. He got away. Run, Chen, run. Oh, too pro. And this team fight did not go well for Mouz at all. Good use of Panda. The ultimate is just so sick. He's probably my favorite initiation teamfight hero. His ultimate just really messes with your enemy's mind. Like, they're just like, oh my god, there's pandas everywhere. What do I do? Like, even pros seem to panic a bit when they got a panda ultimate. It's a little confusing. Mostly, it's like kind of like going up against a Phantom Lancer. You just get confused really easily. Even with the AoEs, sometimes just like, oh my god, but where is the real one? It seems like all the illusions or whatever like are the real one. For real. They trip you out so hard. I'm surprised that Phantom Lancer never gets picked up in pro games. He seems like a good hero. But alas, he does not ever get picked. So let's see what we got here. What items? Actually, he goes for a Force Staff and Drums first. So no Agnum Scepter. I guess he's waiting to get a little more levels so that he'll have some points in Exhort. Right now his Wex is maxed, so he's going to be able to use some really powerful EMP tornadoes. But his Deafening Blast isn't going to do a whole lot. Yeah, his Meteor's not going to do anything. Nice EMP tornado. These Chen creeps have been getting the bulk of the EMPs. They're really getting owned, but oh, I missed that. Sorry, Broodmother got shackled and killed instantly. Gotta be careful. It's the downfall of stealth heroes. They may be fast, but with good CC and dust, they're just food for thought. So. Ravage is just coming off cooldown. This is a perfect time to go in for the Roche. They're really going to try to get it here. They know they're doing it, but what are they going to be able to do? The positioning is pretty good with the vision. I mean, they would have to come in through here, but they're not in position to come in that way right now. Primal Split is up though, and they do have a black hole. Yeah, this is not going to go well for the Radiant side. I can tell it right now. Looks like Sing Sing's wards might actually pick up the Roche kill, but it's gonna be close. Oh, yeah, the wards get it. Wow, that's pretty epic. And he picks up the Aegis. He's gonna die for it, but it's worth it, I think. Giving any of their damage heroes an Aegis, giving that Panda an Aegis, the Brood an Aegis, or Invoker, that would pretty much seal their deal. Nice little deafening blast. It doesn't do a whole lot, but the way he just used it worked out pretty well. He should be able to get an Ag Scepter soon. I think he only needs 1,000 more gold. That's probably what he's doing. He's gonna get 4,200 and just buy the whole thing. So this tower is gone. So let's look at the towers. We got this one and this one left, and the Radiant side has this one and this one left. So it's basically even. It's a little uneven in the fact that that Dire has control of their jungle tower, and Radiant doesn't. They have control of this semi-useless tower. It's like the secret shop tower. I mean, it doesn't really give them a whole lot as far as any kind of advantage or anything. It lets them farm these creeps a little better, but they can't really push out too far in here, and there's not a whole lot in here for them to do. I mean, like a ward right here is gonna protect their ancients better than this tower is going to. So this tower is probably the least critical of all the towers to own. I mean, if you lose this one, it's not the end of the world. But it does open up this Rax to fall pretty easily. But anyway, the Radiant side has their jungle control tower. It's kind of a place for you to fall back to while you're in the jungle. You can fall back here, hide behind the tower, and your teammates can TP in, or you can TP out, and it's just nice to have here. They also have this tower to TP to the Roche. They do too. Excuse me, these pauses are just too much to handle. So unfortunately I had to reveal the timer on the game, but don't mind me. Oh, we are sped up. There we go. So Tidehunter finally maxes Gush, and he's got a pipe, Vanguard, so he's not even going for Blink Dagger, which I kind of agree. I mean, Ravage is so big that basically he only needs the Force Staff in. I mean, the Invoker could Force Staff him in, and it's basically as good as a Blink Dagger, just because Ravage is so huge. I mean, like, you can't miss Ravage. It's like, it stuns your whole screen. So, if the enemies are on your screen, you're pretty much going to hit them with that Ravage. You know, he had this Ogre Club quite a while ago, and he still hasn't turned it into anything. So I'm curious as to what it's going to become. Maybe it'll become an Ag Scepter, and maybe it'll become a PKB. So Tide picks up his Blink, and he's pretty much got all the items he needs. I can't imagine him still going to farm. It seems like if he farms anymore, he's just kind of doing a little bit of overkill, and his teammates will suffer. I think it's time for his teammates to pick up the farm that he's been having, especially Leshrek. It's kind of sad that Leshrek is the least fed hero on their team right now. He's been playing the heaviest support, so I like to see Leshrek get tons of levels and tons of kills, rather than just being a ward bitch. I think there's better heroes to ward bitch than him. But anyway, so Brood Mother is doing ancient. Excuse me. Invoker is pushing up pretty far. Looks like he's going for a sheep instead. He's not going for that Ag Scepter. He's almost to his Mystic Staff. So that will be pretty good. He'll be able to pretty much shut down them. They don't really have any like later game heroes. They're all like semi-carries and pushers. And their pushing is the same as this team, but this team does have late carries. Well, not super late. I mean, Broodmother maybe, but she's not a super carry. She's kind of a middle carry. But I would say if anybody's going to carry this game, it would definitely be the MTW team carries over the Tide Hunter. I mean, like, who's going to do the damage? The Leshrac has been a ward bitch the whole game. Chen obviously not. Shadow Shaman does nukes, making him kind of a semi-carry ganker role. But they would have to. They're gonna have to win by pushing towers and picking off heroes. If the game gets too late. Windrunners can kind of semi-carry, but she's been supporting a little bit also. Her items aren't that good. I mean, she had that Force Staff quite a while ago now, and she doesn't have anything new. It doesn't really look like she's close to any kind of major item either. And Enigma is caught out for real. Smoke for the win. Now that smoke gank, they didn't have wards anyway, so the smoke wasn't really necessary. The smoke didn't guarantee that kill, but this team didn't really know that. It's worth it to smoke just in case, because one ward will screw up your whole gank. But Enigma should have had the game sense to know that the enemy heroes were missing, and he was too deep in his own jungle. So, Pandal is tiny. He looks so small right there. Is that me? Or does he look small? Looks like Storm Spirit. Yeah. Alrighty, so we are at the 30-minute mark, which is the peak for support heroes, or rather semi-carries. The semi-carries of the game are going to be at their max potential. It's around the time where everybody gets max rank of all their spells. As you can see, looks like he's been getting stats over more ranks than Shackles. I like this. Shackles, if you rank it up, it just gives it more mana cost and slightly longer duration. You usually don't get to fully channel Shackles anyway, and 2.5 seconds is still a very long time, so you want more survivability to be able to just channel that 2.5 second Shackle and be able to spam your abilities rather than having a longer Shackle. If you shackle somebody, if you can get a full shackle on them with just a rank 1 shackles, they're probably going to die. Coupled with these blink daggers and the high mobility of their team will be able to collapse around any shackled hero. I mean, they are traveling around in groups. Chen picks up Necromicon for even more pushing power. I mean, they're very pushy, but these towers are not down yet. They're just waiting for the right moment to strike. Meanwhile, the team that doesn't have that good of a pushing lineup is going to get this tower pretty much uncontested. I mean, this double damage Panda's going to fuck it up. So they're going to trade. This is a good trade. Mouz is coming on top here. They're trading. I think they're going to be able to push down this Rax. They're TPing back. They did do a good amount of damage to that. So Primal Split goes off. Windrunner gets kind of caught out. She's getting blocked by the Invoker. And the Windwalking Panda. The Storm Panda is the best panda for chasing. Well, obviously the Fire Panda is a good chasing panda, but The Storm Panda goes very fast when he's invisible, and he can cyclone, allowing the other pandas to catch up. So never forget about that Storm Panda. A lot of people just, they just use their Fire Panda to do damage, their Earth Panda to stun, and they just right-click the 3 pandas. Forget about that Storm Panda. But all 3 pandas are very important. So don't you forget about your awesome cyclone ability. But I did play a game earlier where the Storm Panda kept cycloning the Clinks right before we were about to kill him for some reason, and the Clinks would get away. It was annoying. Like their team was able to back him up in the time it took to cyclone. It was like he was like screwing our team up because of a poor cyclone timing. So Scepter on Panda, I like this. Gives the lower cooldown, increased duration, increased power of all the pandas. And it looks like a Ravage might come in here. They're trying to kill him before the Ravage goes off, but they're not going to. Where did he go? Oh, he got TP'd back by Chant. That was strange. Did they even get hit by that Ravage? I'm not sure. That was such a weird moment. But regardless, now they're without a Ravage, but they're without a Black Holes. Shadow Shaman gets melted. The Shrek gets melted. Tidehunter is trying to survive, but he just gets killed. He's tanky, but he's not that tanky. Windrunner has to run away. She's going to survive. Chen is dead meat. And looks like MTW is going to win this game. A perfect timing with the Aghanim Scepter Panda ultimate. Perfect use of the Enigma Black Hole, I think. They got that Ravage out. It looks like they were trying to kill the Tidehunter. He got sent back to base, but he used the Ravage right before he went back to base. So, and his team wasn't able to capitalize on the Ravage. So it screwed that up. And they went on to just dominate the next team fight. It wasn't even close. And goodbye, your racks. This game is over. And just waiting for the inevitable GG up in here. For such a heavy pushing lineup, they got out pushed. Broodmother's still a good pushing hero, so is Enigma. Crystal Maiden wipes out Creep Waves really fast. Panda scares all enemy heroes away from the tower. Kind of like a Night Stalker does. Like a Night Stalker coming flying at your team, you kind of want to back up a little bit, like, oh shit. Because if he gets his abilities off on you, the enemy team can descend down on you and do some poning. But Shiva's on this Panda. So even more AoE control kind of abilities. You can blink in, thunderclap, Shiva's ult, or in any order of that stuff. Maybe blink in Shiva's thunderclap ult, I don't know. Something along those lines. They're trying to quickly push down this tower. This is the final ditch effort of Mouz to be able to take this game back. Best of luck to them. And Panda blinks in. He unfortunately did a thunderclap while the enemy team were in the air. Ravage goes off. Primal Split goes off. Great Black Hole. 3 heroes dead. This Tidehunter is screwed. And this Windrunner. Nice use of the Panda. So this Windwalking Storm Panda is going to be able to cyclone her down. It's about to run out. But that's only good for the Panda. And that's the end of that game. So, if you saw there, the Panda is actually attacking Tidehunter with 2 of his Pandas and chasing the Windrunner down with the final Panda. Very good use Mouz. Of a Panda Brewmaster. So that's the end of that game. I quite enjoyed it. I'm a little disappointed with Mouz's team pick. Whew. I think they would have done better if they had picked, just picked maybe some more damage or something. They picked very pushy heroes, and it's kind of a weird team setup. So I don't know, but that's that game. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.